turns out that money can't buy you happiness, but I mean, it can buy you Twitter, so there you go.
Watch the rain as it's falling down.
Greetings, lovely people, and welcome to hell. Yeah, that does it. So it's in the title, it's in the thumbnail. You've probably already read multiple articles about this because I'm a little bit late to this, but oh boy. Okay, Elon Musk, world's richest man, reaches deal to buy Twitter for $44 billion. They accepted his offer. So if you haven't been keeping up with the story, I'm not going to go into the full details because, quite honestly, the more Elon takes up in my mind, the more space that Elon takes up, the more mentally deranged I become, and I just don't want to be in that situation. So, yeah, long and short of it is that Elon, as is the norm, has been kind of just going on a rant and sort of thing of just kind of being like, he wants to own Twitter, and that started by him quietly just buying up a bunch of stock. I think he had something like a 14% share of the company or something, which technically didn't give him majority, but it was enough for him to be on the board, which he declined because that would prevent him from buying any more stock. They then froze him out of being able to buy stock, and then discounted stock for everyone else so that his percentage would get lowered, which didn't really work, because then he offered them $44 billion, and then he went out of his way to actually free up $44 billion of actual money, because, $44 billion isn't that much for Elon to throw about, but a lot of that is in stocks. A lot of his net worth is in stocks, it's in investments, stuff like that, it's in housing, whatever, things like that. He managed to get $44 billion just available to him, cold hard cash, and he offered that directly to Twitter to just buy the company. And they accepted, and it's ridiculous, and I just wanted to ramble a little bit about it. If you were just here for the basic story, that's all the information I'm giving. There's a Guardian article, I believe, that I have got a little bit of information from, but whatever, I'll find a decent article about it and I'll link that below. But yeah, I'm just going to ramble about this because I just think it's ridiculous, and honestly, I just want to talk about it. So, Twitter, everyone's favourite cesspool of a website, the Bird app. It's my home most of the time because I'm perpetually online, clinically online, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, it's now owned by the richest man in the world, who I guess is he no longer the richest after spending $44 billion on Twitter, or I guess because he owns Twitter now, any value that company has, I guess, is his anyway. It's a weird situation, but yeah, something that I've never been a fan of when it came to Twitter was Elon. And I'm saying this as someone who did follow him, or I think I still do, on Luna Not Luna, which you can follow me on Twitter, Luna Not Lunar, _ as well. It's linked in the description, and whatever. But yeah, I followed him, and I like to keep up with the dumb stuff that he goes on about. I was there for the funding secured tweet, the original one, which was a very fun thing. He's perpetually online, just as I am, and it's kind of interesting to see the richest man in the world living life very similar to me, except for the fact he can't, I can't, cause an investigation of my company by just sending out a tweet. But yeah, anyway, Elon has not been a part of Twitter that I enjoy. That whole side, that Bronance, or Binance, whatever it's called, side of Twitter has always kind of bugged me. And he is very much representative of that, or the econ side of Twitter, or the business Twitter. But as I say, I followed him because I thought it was interesting how he's just more than most out of touch celebrities. He's very much like everyone else in how he acts on Twitter. I just found it interesting for anyway, that's so beside the point. Elon is not good for Twitter. I will say that with the utmost confidence, that Elon never has been and never will be good for Twitter. So him now, being in control, I don't know. And fortunately, he does seem to kind of follow the crowd when it comes to features that should be in Twitter. He, made a big deal about the whole having an edit feature, an edit button on tweets, which they are testing out right now. Hopefully that should come into effect pretty soon. That'd be really cool. I'm really happy that's happening. I don't think that's having anything to do with Elon, honestly, but, if Elon can listen to the Twitter community and be like, yeah, this is a good idea, whatever, we don't have any more, like, copying Snapchat or whatever, as long as it can stay Twitter, I'm hoping for the best. Something that I'm really worried about, and I've heard a lot of people have this similar fear prior to it being official that he bought it. I really hope that we're allowed to still say bad things about Elon and Tesla and SpaceX and everything he's related to. I hope that we don't start to get censored, because it'd be like if Trump had bought Twitter and suddenly you weren't allowed to say bad things about Trump. And fair enough, there's always going to be other platforms, and I've been talking to a few people that are just like me, like perpetually on Twitter, that are kind of against this move. We're kind of talking about maybe bringing Tumblr back. Tumblr isn't a great website, but that's mostly because it just kind of fell apart a little bit, especially after the pornography ban, which kind of lost a lot of the community, even the non-porno sides of it. A lot of that moved to Reddit, which I use Reddit a lot. I use Instagram a lot. I probably spend way too much time than I should on TikTok, and it's not even that much. But I'm not addicted to Twitter specifically. I'm just on my phone a lot. I don't know how I feel about Elon owning Twitter. And I think that's really what it comes down to. I just don't know how to feel, and I don't know what it means, really. I don't know whether I should be worried. I don't typically, shit on Elon. I don't usually say bad things about him. That's just not what I do. But, I fear that someone like Elon being in control is going to lead to more censorship. Actual censorship. Not, I'm not allowed to say the N-word or whatever. Not that kind of censorship, because, yeah, whatever, that's fine. But censorship in the way of, you're not going to be able to talk about certain people for things they've legitimately done wrong. I'm not talking about bullying. I'm not talking about harassment. I'm talking about criticism. And I'm worried that we're not going to be able to get away with saying how, the self-driving in Teslas isn't great, or how SpaceX is ridiculously expensive, or how the Boring Company has a dumb name and sells flamethrowers. It's just, I fear that we're going to have a lot of issues when it comes to free speech on the platform if Elon can have his way. And it just worries me. I think that's where it comes down to, is that I'm not so sure where this leaves us. But yeah. In any case, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this ramble, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new around here, and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. I'm going to try and get a bit more into doing these, news-like commentaries. I've not really been able to do them because I haven't had the time. Hopefully my time is beginning to open back up a bit, and I'll try and do one of these videos a week. I'm always doing the Fast Track Thoughts as well, so if you're into Moon Knight or Doctor Who or the Obi-Wan series when that comes out and stuff like that, keep an eye out for Fast Track Thoughts. Fast Track reviews hopefully should become a thing again at some point. I haven't been able to do them once again because I'm very busy, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
It's almost end time.